and I, my partner, Kat and I, we're moving somewhat soon. And it sort of got me thinking back to when we first moved in together, right? So this is when like we both had our own places and we were like combining a place. And like we had talked about who was bringing what, but like we still ended up with like 2 toasters somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was duplicates and weird stuff there. And like, so we moved all of our stuff into one apartment and then we're like unpacking. And it's very insightful to see how, you know, your partner maybe thinks or organizes a little different than you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone just has their own way of thinking of things and you go like, oh, that's not how I would do it. But I see like you put everything
I see why you put the scissors in the kitchen and I put them in the office.
Right. Or like
yeah.
you pack them because like it would fit in this box and like I'm more like about the rooms, like whatever it was. But everyone has their own ways. So like as you're unpacking the other person's stuff, you're like getting a little insight into them for the first time, even though you know each other really well. So I'm unpacking the kitchen and I open up this one box and I pull out this bag, this plastic shopping bag of knives. And it's going exactly as well as you think.
Did you say a bag of knives?
It's a bag of knives. Man of Steel, bag of knives. That's the connection. And I just pull it out, and it's going about as well as you think that a plastic bag full of knives is going. There's like edges of like knives going every which way. It's like they weren't even aligned in a single direction, or at least they weren't at that point. So they're like, it's like
it just looks like a torture device.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you
it looks
swing
like,
it at something.
like a Morning Star, like a medieval thing. Just like rusty steak knives, like popping out. And I pull it out, and it's like just tenuously holding on, right? Like the weight of this thing is about to like tear these knives. And I just go like, Kat, what the hell is this? What the hell? You put a bag of knives? And she's like, what? They were in a box. I was like, oh my God. Like, I'm the kind of guy who's like wrapping cardboard around the knives and like taping them and like all the rest. So like, I was like, are these knives any good? She's like, I don't know. I just threw them in the bag. So I think I just like looked in and was like, you know what? I've got better. And I think we just took the whole bag of knives and put it in the garbage, which is like also just putting it in another bag. And like had to like carefully take it. Like I was like, I'm not going to put this in the garbage chute. Yeah. So like we had to like take it down and it's just tearing up all these bags and like throw it out. But it's like, that is my best memory of moving.
Oh my God.
So on this move, I am in charge of packing the knives.
Holy shit, that's so fun. A bag of knives. Bag of Knives sounds like a punk band. Like that sounds wild. I don't know why. I just picture a cat with like fistfuls of knives, just like throwing them.
What do I do with these knives?
What do I do with these knives?
That's the same energy.
Other than pretend I'm Wolverine for 2 minutes. Like, I've got nothing else. That's insane. That's so funny. Oh my God, I love cats so much. That's hilarious. A bag of knives.
A bag of knives. My villain this week it's another Craig's Weird Body.
Yay!
So a little bit of backstory here. So our friend and producer Andrew has been helping me out a bunch where he is teaching me how to exercise. So I think I've mentioned on the podcast before that I have and had a big problem where I'll start working out, I'll start doing some exercises, and I invariably hurt myself. And it doesn't matter how many times you watch a YouTube video being like, make sure you use proper form. I can't tell whether my back is straight, is basically, like you need someone there to tell you.
That's fair.
You know, so I'd get to hurt myself, I'd get discouraged. So Andrew has very kindly offered to help me to like set up a workout and like tell me what I'm doing wrong. Very, very generous. So we were out, we're just like out in a park doing it by his place. So we were out, I was helping him run some errands in the car, and we come back to his place and he's like, like the road's all torn up and stuff like that. So like street parking's a mess. And he's like, there is a building right behind mine that's vacant and they've got this parking lot and no one ever parks there and like they don't check. So just, let's park there. So we park there and it's backs right onto his building. and there's just this little kind of hole in the fence between the two properties that you just scoot up through. But like the properties are about like a foot difference in grade, right? So there's like this little step up that you have to do. Not a problem. So we've got like our mats and like our water bottles, and we like squeeze through and go, and we work out in the park. And Andrew has me doing like all these fucking leg works out. This is like the first time we're meeting to do this. So he's showing me, he's like, okay, this is the exercise we're gonna do. This is how you do it. Do this, do that. And I'm like, okay. So I'm learning, and I'm like, man, I'm fucking exhausted. I am whipped right now. And then Andrew's like, okay, let's start the exercise. And I'm like, oh no, I'm already at like an 8, man. Like this might be, so we're doing squats and lunges and like all this sorts of thing. And I'm just like, I'm there to do this. So I'm like powering through it, and I'm doing it. I am like, my legs are just fucking jelly afterwards. And like, we're all done and we're talking, and he goes, yeah, I'll walk you to the hole in the fence. And
I'll
like,
walk you to the hole.
Yeah. So he's like, find it, because like, you don't want to be stretching around the fence or whatever. So like, we get to the hole, and he's like, all right, man, thanks a lot. I was like, thanks a lot. Yeah, this is great. And we'll see you later. So then I go to squeeze through this little hole in the fence to get down to the car. And as I said, there's about a foot difference. So I go to lower my body down, and wouldn't you know it, I had nothing left in the tank, baby. And my legs just, I put myself down a little bit. My legs just give out, and I land on my ankle, but my foot, but it's like kind of a slope because it's like falling down, and I just roll my ankle as I'm falling and come down on it. So I just end up smacking right against the pavement, like my arms and elbows, knees, everything's great. I have to reiterate, the point of this exercise was to learn how not to hurt myself. So like my water bottle is like metal, it like clanks to the ground. It's like so loud. I'm yelling like fuck. And I'm like, honestly, I broke my ankle is what I thought.
Okay.
And I was like, I am so fucked. And like Andrew heard me fall and comes back. He's just like on the other end of the fence, be like, you okay, buddy? I'm like, fuck. And then like 5 minutes later, my ankle is fine. My ankle's just like, yeah, man, it was us. Like, it was us before you. We just gave out because it was like ankles first, baby. We don't care what happens to your head. We don't care what happens with your elbows or whatever. Preserve ankle at all costs.
Sometimes you just buckle. Like,
I was just laid out. Hobbled back to the car, and like, other than a couple scrapes and bruises, I was fine. Like, it was more embarrassing than anything, but I was just like, I cannot emphasize enough that the point of this was so I don't hurt myself anymore. And I just took the worst fall I've taken in forever. So that's my villain of the week.
That's funny.